Sometimes I'll put something on and I'll be looking like a busted can of biscuits. Hi babes, welcome in or welcome back to my channel. My name is Shamika if you are new here, and if you're joining us for the first time, make sure you click that subscribe button, hit the bell so you can be notified every time I post, and make sure you leave a comment down below. So in today's video, we're going to be doing part 2 to things that make you look cheap. Now if you haven't seen part 1, make sure you check it out. But as I finished wrapping up part 1, I started to think like, dang, it's other things that I missed that I personally feel like I've elevated from. So let's get right into the video, girl. So the number one thing that I realized I missed when I made that first list was bad or poorly placed tattoos. Now I am 1000% guilty of this. I have a few tattoos that I'm not the most proud of. So I think back to when I was younger and my parents used to tell me that I had to wait until I was 18 to get a tattoo because that's what the law said. But I also wish that there were more conversations around why it's important to not mark your body up as much, or even conversations about the fact that, okay, let's say I did like tattoos and I did like the artistic expression behind them, having conversations about how important it is to be mindful of what I am putting on my body, where I'm placing it on my body, and the message that I'm trying to convey to the world. Some of the tattoos that I have, I would definitely, if I could, go back in time and not get them. And I have even thought about doing some tattoo removal. I'm not really sure about that though, because from what I see, it doesn't really work the way that I would like it to work. Like, I want the tattoo to be gone as if it was never there. And so my advice to young girls or anybody who's watching this who's considering getting a tattoo, I'm not opposed to tattoos. I think some people have long sleeves of tattoos and the work is beautiful and impeccable, and I love that. But if that's what you want to go for, make sure you get a professional to do your tattoos and that they're well thought out. I feel like some of my tattoos make me look so cheap, and if I could go back in time, I would definitely not get them, because I think they are also a sign of what I used to be and what I've elevated from. And sometimes having that reminder is kind of annoying, because it's like I'm not that girl anymore. I have definitely elevated and matured from this place, but it is what it is. You live and you learn. The next one on my list I am so guilty of is wearing ill-fitting or too small clothing. Specifically, too small clothing is my thing. I don't know why in my mind I think I'm still a 2, but I am not a 2 anymore. I'm a strong, solid 6. When you wear clothes that are ill-fitting and too small specifically, it just makes you look cheap and not put together, and not like, girl, you know you busting out of them. Like, referencing myself, sometimes I'll put something on and I'll be looking like a busted can of biscuits. Ain't that what somebody told Drew on Real Housewives of Atlanta? Like, it's so offensive to say that to somebody, but it's a telltale sign that, girl, you know that them clothes is too small. Go in the house, take them out, and put your size on. The next thing, now I've never been guilty of the next thing that's on my list, and that is wearing pajamas outside, girl. Never done that. My dad would beat me with a stick if I did something like that. He was very adamant about not walking outside in pajamas. That was something I saw a lot of the girls doing who lived in my neighborhood where I grew up when I was younger, and my dad was just extremely against that. I think now we have the invention of loungewear, and so that's the perfect medium. If you just want to be comfortable when you're outside, throw on some loungewear, throw on some leggings and a top and call it a day. But walking outside with your Mickey Mouse pajamas on, girl, what is you doing and why is you doing it? Like, you really ain't had nothing else you could throw on. Like, I don't care what happens. I am not walking outside in my pajamas. If I'm gonna be late, I have to be late, because it's never that serious, girl. Like, what is you doing and why is you doing it? Another thing, now this is a personal preference. I forgot to say at the beginning of the video that this is all my personal opinion. You do what you want to do. You do what works for you, what makes you feel beautiful and confident when you look at yourself in the mirror. My word is not law, so please don't take none of it personal, ladies. But the next one that I would say is too many piercings. I don't know. To me, it's just something about having your dimples pierced, your nose pierced, your lip pierced, your tongue pierced. Like, why is you doing? Why? Like, it just, I don't know. To me, it just cheapens you. It just makes you look unappealing, if you will. Like when you overdo the piercings, it kind of makes you look more intimidating and not as welcoming. And if that's the vibe that you're going for, then baby, go for the vibe. But I think, you know, a little cute nose ring is cool, or a tongue and a lip, like, but everything at once, 3 different piercings in your face, is definitely intimidating. And the last thing on my list is poor nail maintenance. You don't want to be walking around and interacting with people with dirty nails, chipped nail polish, missing fingers. And now I know we are not perfect. We are all human. It happens. You may break a nail. Don't go 2-3 weeks walking around with a broken nail. If you chip your polish, don't go around a substantial amount of time with chip polish or dirty fingernails because you haven't cleaned under your nails properly. Like, take care of your hands and your nails. That's kind of the first thing people see when you're interacting with somebody, whether that be a cashier or you're writing something for somebody or signing a piece of paper or you're handing somebody something. You don't want to have poorly manicured nails. And even if you don't go get your nails done, you can do it at home. You can literally get a cute little nail clip off of Amazon or from the beauty supply and clean under your nails, clean your cuticles, and just make sure your hands look nice and presentable at all times. I feel like that's super important when it comes to being a woman and a lady. I think that's all for my list. I think those are the last 5 things I have for things that make you look cheap. You guys let me know in the comment section if I missed anything, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.